in Acadiana is
Ollie Bear.
Hey guys, we are back. I'm with Austin Goen. Now Austin is a coffee roaster. And Austin, I mean, there's so many questions I got for you, but roasting coffee, it's science, it's art, it's everything. Tell us, like, how do you pick the beans to roast? How do you know I'm going to use this one, I'm going to use it? What is that process like?
So coffee really comes from a variety of places in the coffee belt around the world. There's coffees that pair well, kind of like with wine or the way that people pair things with food and things like that. You kind of rely on other people. You taste different coffees from different coffee shops and you find things that you like, and then you kind of order that in and you kind of roast it your own way and just see what works best for you and what you think the customers are going to enjoy.
So this might be a coffee myth, but we're gonna get to the bottom of this on this show because that's the kind of show we are. Hey, Austin, I have heard that the darker the roast, the less caffeine. Now you're a pro at this. What is that a myth? Tell me about that.
So technically dark roast, it does have less caffeine than a light roast has, but it's negligible. It's just a few milligrams here or there. Honestly, a lot of people think dark roast has more caffeine just because of the flavor, but it actually has less caffeine if you look at it from a science perspective. Yeah.
Now that's interesting, and I don't know where that came from, but for years I have been drinking medium roast because I thought, oh, well, it's got more caffeine. Now, what do you prefer?
I live in the light to medium roast is what I like. It really depends where the bean comes from, because depending on where in the world the bean comes from is what kind of flavors come from it.
Really?
And so that tends to be good or bad depending on what you like based on how you roast it.
Now, what part of the world do you prefer to source coffee beans?
My current favorite is Ethiopia, Yirgacheffe. Ethiopia is actually the birthplace of coffee. That's the first place that coffee was grown in the world.
No kidding. I remember the commercials, which when I was a kid may have led you to believe that it was Colombia that made you think that's where coffee came, but Ethiopia. That's fascinating. What is it about the Ethiopian bean that sets it apart from other beans?
So in the region where the Ethiopia beans are made, they tend to be really sweet, have a honey flavor, citrusy. It's just really sweet, and it just pairs really well with what I like to drink.
So we're going to be roasting coffee with Austin in the future. So just keep that in mind. Write your coffee questions down because this guy knows all about roasting. We're going to go back to you guys in the studio.